that they put out in the wild card round against the Patriots. And I would say that I'm confident in McDermott for getting the team prepared. I don't think that they looked at last night's game and started getting giddy and started, counting their blessings beforehand. They know that they've got a big test tonight. They know that they've got to go and take it if they want to go to the AFC Championship game for the second straight year. So I'm not really worried about their focus, and I would say that that's a credit to McDermott and his staff for sure.
Yeah, and that's been from day one, and with the organization, and I think that's what's led to to us where we are today. And it's back to the storybook there. It's a growth from all levels, from McDermott and Bean as well. Coming in and kind of inheriting a bad team and restoring it to what it is now, but just making the playoffs and then getting beat. And then, all right, now we got our franchise guy, Josh Allen, just getting back to the playoffs in Houston, and really a heartbreaker that could have went either way. I really don't blame, anybody on that game. It was just one of those NFL games that you get beaten. And then, to come back and then make a real nice run into the AFC title last year. And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say lay an egg. They got outplayed and they got beat. They had to play a perfect game last year because I think they were a little undermanned from the Chiefs, and they didn't play a perfect game. They made a lot of mistakes, and it showed, and obviously showed on the scoreboard. But now this year, I think they're just as good a team, if not a better team. Not saying they still have to play a darn near perfect game, but they have a little more slack and a little more, they're not playing tight. They can let loose a little and go out there and fly around and play their game. And I think that's, credit to McDermott, the storybook of him kind of building up and, being, staying on focus. But he's also learning too. And he's been in these big games. He's been in Kansas City on the road. Like, he knows the situation, and I think he knows how to get him prepared. And, I'm pumped for it, man. I'm pumped for it.
I couldn't agree more with you on that, DT. My last thing before we get to predictions and kind of talking about some of the stuff that's coming up today with the Rams and the Bucks and yesterday's game, I wanted you to touch on, if you can, what's your biggest fear for tonight's game? I'll tell you mine, and then I wanted to hear your thoughts. My biggest fear is that Mahomes does Mahomes type stuff, to be just quite frank with you. He escapes the pocket. He's always extending plays. A play's never dead with Patrick Mahomes. He's always looking to push something down the field. I'm more worried, not about the secondary. I know we've got two all-pros that have been disrespected all year. They're not Pro Bowlers yet. They're all-pros. That doesn't make any damn sense, but whatever. Listen, the secondary is great. I understand that. But when I look at Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, when I look at Travis Kelce, I guess we've got to worry a little bit about McKinnon now coming out of the backfield, helping out Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What's your biggest worry or fear about tonight's game? Mine would be Mahomes just doing Mahomes type shit, to be honest with you. Just him getting loose and us not being able to contain him, and he's making all these type of plays off script. What do you look at for tonight's game? What's your biggest thing that's just sticking in your side?
I think my biggest fear is kind of going off of that a little with Mahomes extending plays. Those killer, like last year felt, as like, let's call it a 3rd and 2. Okay, a 3rd and 2, good pressure, good coverage. It's nothing's there, but maybe a quick 3-yard scramble just gets the first down. I think getting off the field on 3rd down is going to be my biggest concern. Just those wind out of sail type 3rd downs that you have them on the ropes, and you think, oh, all we got to do is get the ball back, and then boom, they get that's a 4-yard gain, a 3-yard gain, and they just get it, and they just find Kelce across the middle,
and they move the chains, and all of a sudden they've got a fresh set of downs. Mm-hmm.
And that's a kill a team with a bunch of paper cuts type vibe. And I'm past the point of worrying about Josh Allen. I think he's got it. I think he's reined up. I think he's ready to roll. He's past the early years where he's just going to start going ballistic.
Sugar high, Josh.
He can zero it in. And he's going to be fine. Even if they're down and he makes a bad play, I'm still not concerned about that losing us the game. I am concerned about those little tic-tac inches, the inches. Back to any given Sunday, you got to cash in your inches, and that's I think what it's going to come down to with such a evenly matched game. You've got to get off the field on 3rd down, and that's killed us before, and I hope it doesn't hurt us today because it's just so deflating in so many ways. Your defense is tired, and you can stop the drive, and my biggest concern today.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Touching real quick before we wrap up, I really appreciate you joining me, Adam, on today's show. And I really hope that we do have an opportunity to talk in the future and we can maybe make this a regular event because I really enjoy your insight. Just quickly going over yesterday's games, and then we'll touch on today's game before the Bills game, the Rams and the Bucks. Quickly yesterday, Tennessee, I thought, I told Jermaine this in the first segment, I thought Tennessee they crapped on themselves yesterday. I really did. I mean, I didn't like anything that they did. I didn't like Vrabel's calls. I guess that's that Todd Downing, who we know here in Buffalo. We've got some history with him. I didn't like the calls. I didn't like that 3rd and 1 RPO to Tannehill for some reason, like they think he's Josh Allen for some reason. I have no idea why you don't just smash Deontay Foreman or Henry. Then they try to get cute, and then 4th down, they run it anyway, when that's exactly what they knew that they were going to do anyway, was run the ball with Derrick Henry. So I don't know why they didn't do that on 3rd down. We've got Tannehill. His first pass of the game is an interception. And then when the game is on the line, the money's on the line, they need him. He throws, and it's obviously tipped up by Eli Apple, and it's picked off, and essentially the game's over one play later after Burrow hit Jamar Chase on that 19-yard gain. Talk to me about what you saw there yesterday, because to be honest with you, DT, I was not nervous about going back to Tennessee at all because I think that we're a better team. And I think that they kind of they laid an egg yesterday, to be just being frank. They laid an egg. They had it right there in front of them.
Yeah, straight up. I agree. And I mean, the credit to the Bengals, down the stretch, got it done, needed to do. I mean, overcame some adversity with what do you say, 10 sacks?
9 sacks. It tied an NFL playoff record, 9 sacks.
Yeah, for like 90 yards.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? So, to still have it like that, you would think you're winning the game by 2 touchdowns there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, laying an egg, for sure. And I've always kind of thought that vibe about the Titans there. A little, they get it done sometimes, but down the stretch, I'm never scared of them. Even losing to them, on Monday night this year was, kind of more of a fluke thing than anything. And, I'm definitely not scared of them down the stretch. And, yeah, laid an egg for sure. Credit to the Bengals, but, I saw 2 teams that I was kind of chomping at the bit. I'm ready to play both these teams. Let's go, I think it's, a matter of, these guys in Cincinnati. I think there's going to be battles down the road with Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, but not yet this year. I mean, the defense just isn't there. The offensive line is obviously horrible.
Yep.
The Bills or the Chiefs will be able to handle, the Bengals pretty easily next week with just putting pressure. I mean, what's the game plan? Put pressure on Joe Burrow. I mean, it doesn't seem like they have a slant in their route tree. So, get to Joe Burrow. I think the Titans are an embarrassment. I think they're frauds. I'm not scared of anybody on the team. A.J. Brown a little bit, but who's got to get him the ball? Tannehill, who's super inconsistent. And, and Derrick Henry, other than that one big run against the Bills, that long run, they follow him up pretty good as you can for a guy like that. So, not scared of the Titans in the future. They definitely laid an egg here. Credit to the Bengals, but, I still don't think they're worthy to be on the same field next week.
All right, well, we'll see how that works out. 49ers, Packers, low-scoring game in Lambeau, cold like it was in Buffalo last week. Some single-digit temperatures, and really, 49ers took it to them. They know who they are. They run the ball. They're not going to get away from who they are. Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, what's up with your boy, man? What's up with your boy A-Rod, man? I mean, does he want to be on Jeopardy? Or does he want to be a quarterback in the NFL? I mean, what's up, man? They can't get past San Fran, can they, DT?
That was tough. It's the kryptonite, man, and I hope that doesn't, we don't see something like that on the Josh Allen to Patrick Mahomes front, So I don't know. The conditions, I think, were a factor. With the announcers kept saying it, how basically that turns into, it's so cold with the grass and stuff, it's almost ice, So where the Packers had the advantage, I think, was getting the ball downfield. And as much as I don't think they were able to do that as much as they wanted to, just maybe due to some of the conditions. But it came down to those special teams plays and one of those games where, credit to the 49ers, they hung in there till they needed to and, got it done at the end. But, yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah, I know.
All these things we say, all these accolades,
I know.
Great quarterbacks, you can put the ball anywhere you need him to. And,
Yep.
But he's got one Super Bowl, you know? And granted, the teams around him has not been the greatest, and he's been a great deodorant for
coaching.
sometimes a bad team.
Coaching. As Dallas is finding out, Mike McCarthy is not the best.
Of course. And so I wouldn't say it's all his fault, but in a way, like, if you're going to be a premier guy, you know, Mahomes has already been to two.
Yeah, show me something.
So
show me something. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You gotta start doing it, and obviously I think that I was back and forth on it, you know, because I think they had a good year, so I was like, well, you know, he's got history there, he's all about it. I think he's just gonna stay there. They're the one seed, whatever. But the way they went out last night, I think it's over. And he even kind of said in his press conference, he said a lot of guys coming up on, you know, free agent, a lot of contracts coming up, and I'm not going to be here for a rebuild. So
we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that was some cryptic. Yeah, that was some cryptic. That was some cryptic messaging. You're absolutely right. That was interesting. That was the one thing that I did hear, that he had to throw that in there last night as well. All right, today's games. We're before we get our predictions for the Bills and we wrap it up on today's episode. I really do appreciate you again being on. Rams Bucks. What are your thoughts quickly on the Rams Bucks?
I think quick thoughts there. Bucks or Rams, a lot better roster. I don't think the story ends for Tom Brady. Home, going to be tough to beat them with a very inconsistent Rams team, even though the roster's hot. I like the Bucks.
You like the Bucks? Okay. I like the Rams. I just think that the injury to Chris Godwin and then AB kind of blowing up, I think it might catch up with them, but we'll see. Aaron Donald is a freak. Brady doesn't like pressure up the front, so we'll see how they deal with that. Tristan Wirfs, we'll keep an eye on that. They're all pro tackle. I guess he's listed as questionable, so we'll see how that works out. All right. Drum roll time as we wrap up. I do need a prediction. I know you don't want to do it, and I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to stick to mine. Jermaine asked me in the first segment, and I tried to skate out without one. I say 31-27 Bills, but I that's reluctant. I didn't even want to give a prediction. What do you got? Give me a score. I'm holding you to it, and I'm going to make fun of you if you were wrong and hold read receipts, all that other crap.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. And, you know, I've been really I hate this, but, you know, we'll roll it. You know, Bills 0-5 this year in one-score games.
Yes.
I don't think it's a one-score game today. I think they play better with a lead. I think they're a better team overall. 34-20.
34-20. Wow. Wow.
If you're a New York listener, you got all the new apps. The
yes.
Draft teams out there.
There you go.
Get the Bills at an alternate spread plus 11. It's some nice value for your bank.
Oh, look at that! This guy, look at that.
What's that?
I'm laughing at you. I mean, you're giving us gambling advice as well. New York just opened up. You've got us all covered, man. I gotta have you back on.
So get an alternate spread going. Get the Bills 10 plus. I think I don't think it's a close game. I think if anything, the Bills if the Bills were to lose this game, they get down early and can never get back. But if they get up early, I think they control it from start to finish, 34-20.
All right. I'm going to hold it to it, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us today on the episode. I appreciate Jermaine James joining us in the first segment. Appreciate Adam Rupczyk joining us as well just now. And as I always tell you guys, stay in the moment. Enjoy the game today. This is competitive sports. It doesn't get easy. It's supposed to be stressful. That's the whole point of sports. But hopefully you get a chance to enjoy it. Stay in the moment. And as always, these were my Bills thoughts said out loud.